So yeah, Jesus raised the man through the community of the disciples, but ultimately there was already a softening taking place. And see, what I want you to understand today is that we don't ever start a spiritual conversation with someone. No. We just simply enter into the conversation that's already being started. And I know this through a good friend of mine named John Higgins. John's making his way on the stage right now, and he's a good friend of mine in Life Group. And he is an amazing example of what it looks like when you don't give up on people that even have a hard heart. So enjoy now watching the gospel.
Well, good morning, church. My name is John Higgins. My wife and I have been going to Life Point for 2 years now. And last fall, we decided to take the next step, and we joined a life group. And I can honestly say that it's been a great experience for us. We've grown so much because of it. And, honestly, I can say that the reason I'm here, up standing in front of you right now, is that I was in a very different place just 6 years ago in my life. I was just completely ignorant to the Lord. I didn't know Him. I don't have the story of rebellion or drug use. I grew up in a non-Christian home. And, it wasn't until my friend Ronnie, a fellow coworker, sat down with me to explain the gospel that I ever even heard the word of Jesus. I'd never even heard the story. The church's 23 years went by, and I didn't know it. And as you could probably imagine, it was a lot to take in. I was overwhelmed. I was scared. It was too much for me at that point. And I got to say that I wasn't in any point to make a decision that day. I could see it on his face that he'd invested a lot in me, and he still didn't give up on me. He never stopped caring about me, and he never stopped caring Jesus or sharing Jesus with me, and that's just amazing. That day, church, Ronnie, he was a farmer, and he sowed a seed into some really, really ugly dirt, and it took 2 years, some amazing friends, so a good church, and just one awfully amazing God to finally see some growth. And in October 2009, I gave my life to Christ for the very first time, and thank you. And those seeds, they all started to grow. That was it. I can tell you truthfully that I will never forget that conversation with Ronnie. And, I was living that heart and soil life. That was me. I'm a living person. I went through that. And somebody cared enough to invest in me, and he just didn't do it once. He did it continuously. And so, I reach out to everybody that's still living that life with a hardened heart, and I just say, you're all here for a reason. God has put the good people around you for a reason. And as Nate says, you can't fix yourself. So, if I had one question for you, it's what do you have to lose? Because what you stand to gain is far greater. And I'm John, and I'm proof that Jesus makes all things new.
Yeah. Woo! Come on, church, give it up for him. I love that right there. Hey, that right there, that just shows me that we serve a God who is able. That not only can He physically raise somebody up from a place of physical impairment, but He can raise a dead heart. He can break people free. He can restore all things. He can make things new. And I believe as a church, if we continue to make this our mission, then man, we're going to take this city for Jesus. So why don't you join me and just stand wherever you're at all across this room. And if you feel comfortable, would you just extend your hands in the air to God?